Well, good morning. It's Kate. Kate's garden chicken cat ramblings, and it's not going to be really bright because it's like 5:31. I think sunrise is at 5:39, but yeah, it looks great, huh? It's my sexy sloggers, but one great thing about these is they're comfortable and they can be totally hosed out and washed off. And I take them off at the back door so I don't attract chicken poo in the house. So, let me see if we can get a picture of where I'm at. There's trees between me and the sunrise, but isn't that pretty? Yeah. Pretty colors. The garden. So we're coming out to let the chickens out. Last night, here in the annex pen, which is, it's pretty flimsy. It's not meant to be really sturdy because they only come out for a few hours during the day when it's shady. Paul came out to take the trash can to the curb, and there was a skunk in it. Of course, he can't get into the pen, but he got into the little annex. I'm turning in a circle here. Sorry. And he's like, "So what do you want to do about how do you want to play this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He comes to my room to tell me that there's a skunk in the run. I'm like, "In the run or in the little annex?" And he's like, "Oh no, in the the little flimsy pen." I'm like, "Well, it's still got to get through the coop door, which I'm having trouble getting into right now, the door to the run, and then it's still got to get into the coop." Yeah, he had a little panic in his voice. It was cute. He's worried about his chickens. So, anywho, good morning, ladies. Are y'all ready to come out? See, your fairy lights went out. Pardon me if I try to do this one-handed. Move this safely. Which I've cut this piece of plywood that I use for their door. Cut it smaller, but it still needs to be even smaller. And and when I move it, sometimes they try to run out like gangbusters, but during the day I've been leaning it against the sawhorse, which underneath is their food and water, and it provides them with shade. The shade cover I bought will cover the top here. Is 6 by 20 and it will hang down partial down this side because sun does come in there and heats this area up between about noon and 2:30 or 3, and the poor little girls get hot. So there's a little dust bath area which they love, and like I said, this right now they get in here in the coop and in this really deep shaded corner when it gets hot. And today it's supposed to get almost 90. You guys why don't you go eat breakfast instead of standing on your peppermint plant? They love the peppermint plants, but they also love to stand on them. Get going. I mean, I'm going to open this up for you guys, but so I was going to do some reinforcement and some work on it, but then Paul's I think I mentioned he bought this coop, this dog kennel, which we were going to use as a kind of like a chicken tractor, just so we can move them around the yard and let them free range as much as possible within the little kennel. I'm sure at some point I will be letting them out. Now, see, I still haven't, and this is part of the end of my my little annex. Don't you even try to sneak out. It's Luna, and she tries to fly the coop as often as she can. I think the Wyandottes, I'm definitely going to clip their wings soon, just so they get used to the imbalance of it and all that. The Brahmas, they sometimes hi Chaos, like to pretend they want to fly, but they're going to be 10-pound birds. They're not good flyers, and they're not going to be very agile. And from everything I've researched on them, they're going to be lucky to get their fat butts off the ground and on a perch higher than 3 or 4 feet. So, but anyway, picked some more cucumbers yesterday off these 2 plants. These are some of the heirloom non-GMO, organic seeds that Paul ordered, but they just said, they might have said pickling cucumbers. I think they just said cucumbers. But they're the shorter, bumpier pickling kind. And I don't plan on pickling any. I've only got those 2. So I picked them small, and they're still tasty. And for slicing, I'm going to got the Armenian cucumbers. And just for fun, the little Mexican cucumbers. Oh wow, look at these big blossoms totally open this morning on the zucchini. Lots of little zucchinis on there, but I'm dying to try them out, but they're still too small. Way too small. Smaller than most people's pickles. And the green, I've got some traditional zucchini coming up. 2 of my sunflowers were crushed, and there seems to be a lot of animal fur in this area, so either something decided to sleep on them or have a fight under them, but I had to pull them down yesterday. But they're getting ready to make flowers. Pull some of the weeds around them. I don't know what was underneath them. I thought maybe Chaos got in a fight with that black and white cat because it kind of looks like it's fur, but it could have just been something sleeping over here under them. But essentially not really under them, obviously, on them. But they were not salvageable. Green beans are really bushed out in the past couple days. We've had we had a huge rainstorm day before yesterday. Look at all the blooms. I've had to run a string around the outside here. Can't really see it, but to help them, I just don't want my green. It's not that they're going to fall over, but I don't want my green beans dangling on the ground and being nibbled on by other stuff. So, anyhow, I'm impatient for the okra because that's one of my favorite vegetables, but it is going to take time, of course. The tomatoes all have blooms on them. No little babies yet, but I figure in the next couple weeks, once they start making little babies, then it'll go pretty quick. But yep, that's the garden. And this is the actual time for sunrise, and the pretty pink skunk, it's kind of hanging over there. But yeah, there's the east. And I'm going back in, have some breakfast. It's a bit early for me. But, see, I have this extra lumber, and I was going to use these, standing them up on their side. They're really heavy and sturdy. They just need a clear coat on them. Something to weatherize them. Down each side of the temporary run to make it more permanent. But until Paul lets me know what he's planning on doing at the kennel, I was just gonna build some nesting boxes and a roost, and a roost in it, and then they can because they're really gonna only be in it during the day. But if he wants to, come winter time, once the grass has died out, which it takes our grass a long time to die out. Sometimes it never does go brown. Yes, ladies, talking about you. To put more of a permanent coop in it, it'll make it heavier and harder to move, which he says he'll move it if it's too heavy for me. So I don't want to reinforce this little temporary run and waste any wood or effort in the hot heat if we're going to end up using that big kennel, which I think we're going to leave it at the 10 by 10. one back corner of it, essentially, as a coop. And I have no problem building a permanent winter coop in there, because in the winter we can part at the end of that pole. We can't really tell, but there's electricity goes there, and it's alive. So we can park them in one spot this winter, and then just use chicken wire and the netting to make them little runs out of the coop when on nice days. But when it's bad or inclement weather, or they can just stay in the kennel in their coop, which I'm sure I got birds who are very cold hardy, but I'm sure Paul will want to put some sort of heat in there for them. I'll have to make sure he doesn't cook them. I mean, he always teases it. 10-pound chickens, that's a good roaster. I'm like, bite your tongue. But here they are out. Chaos is wandering around. Look at them, they run over to him. Chaos, your fangirls are staring at you. They're coming back over here. Paul's like, they're so friendly. When you walk up to the fence, they always come to you, but they always come to Chaos. Look at you flicking your tail, flirting with those chickens. You're a cat. They got fresh water inside, but they like to drink out of that water bowl. So, though I will keep their food and water hang in their temporary in the chicken tractor, I'll probably give them a nice big rubber tub for water, since they seem to be enjoying it. Hey ladies, can you say hi? Come on, you guys need to work on your clucks. They make little bitty tiny clucks. Oh, Bronwyn and Chaos are having a little staring contest there, huh? And he will, once he's had his breakfast, come out and lay in my chair or lay by the coop all morning with the chickens, because he likes them. See, he's following me now. He's like, I want kibble. I want some food. All right. Everyone have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.